How you doing? Coach Kavanagh here, and I'm with the creator, founder, and head coach of WIMP2 Warrior. I should say WIMP2 Warrior worldwide or international, Mr. Richie Cranny. So welcome to SBG.
Thank you, Champ.
This video will be of particular interest to anybody with a martial arts school around Europe, but I'll get to that in a moment. But first off, for anybody living under a rock, can you give me a brief summation of what WIMP2 Warrior is?
Yeah, WIMP2 Warrior is a training program that we designed in Australia with the sole purpose of bringing new people into the sport of mixed martial arts. So men and women that would never normally walk into a fight gym, we create a program that they can feel comfortable to come in, and we expose them to all the positives of training within the martial arts.
Perfect. Now, I guess my typical profile of an MMA fighter from my experience is maybe 19 or 20 and broke and wanting to train super hard and fight hard and get into the cage as soon as possible. What's the typical profile of somebody doing WIMP2 Warrior?
There is no typical profile. That's the beauty. We have guys in their early 20s. Our average age for WIMP2 Warrior in Australia is 30 for men, 31 for women. But saying that, I was in Cork the last couple of days. They had a 52-year-old woman that fought on their finale there. They've got a 55-year-old woman that started this series. We have people in their mid-40s, early 50s, which is amazing. And it's what we talk about, you know, we're literally changing the face of mixed martial arts because everyone's preconception is exactly how you just described people in MMA. You know, young teenage guys just want to learn how to fight. And that's the whole point of WIMP2 Warrior, is to try and bring new people into the sport.
I have to say I'm one up. I have a 56-year-old on season 2 of WIMP2 Warrior here.
Did you?
We do,
Yeah?
Yeah. So where did it come from? Why did you do this? What was the...
So I was running gyms in Sydney. I'd moved over from the UK. I'd been in Sydney for about 5 years at the time, and no matter what I did, I was attracting the same people into the gym, which is fine. You know, they pay the bills and guys that want to fight, but I really wanted to try and build and break down misconceptions about our sport. I knew what we could give to all those people out there that wouldn't walk through the doors of my gym. So the idea came about. I thought I'd train one person for 6 months. I wouldn't charge them. I'd advertise on Facebook, and they had to be someone that is not the stereotypical MMA guy, no martial art background, and I'd write a blog and do a YouTube, and just so I could really demonstrate what we can do with someone. We put it on Facebook, and we had over 400 people apply within the first week. So it kind of snowballed from there.
And when was that?
That was in 2013.
So that was season 1. That's
Yeah.
the beginning of...
Yeah.
And now, I guess, 4 years later,
Yeah.
how many places are involved with WIMP2 Warrior now?
We've currently got 14 series running globally. We've got, we're in Australia, obviously. We're in Auckland, New Zealand, American top team out there. We've got 3 amazing gyms in the US, Syndicate, Portland, SBG, Team Oyama in California. Obviously we've got you guys, Cork, Dublin, Belfast. We've got London, but now we're looking to expand into Europe.
And just before we go into that,
yes,
there's a couple of other things. What's a season? What's the kind of format you go with?
So what we've done, and it's pretty much how we started. We haven't really changed that much because it's worked. We train people for 22 weeks, which is pretty much 5 months. We say it's a 6-month program because we have a tryout at the beginning. We always have more people wanting to do it than we can fit on the mat. So we take registrations, we invite those people in, we train them, and then we just look for people that we feel, or the coaches feel in that particular series, that we could give them something. You know, we're not looking for athletes. It's just not part of what we do. We want people that we can help change their life, have a positive outlook on things as they go forward. So, and then the program runs for 22 weeks, and then they normally have a week off, and then we have our finale.
Nice. I remember, I think it's close to 2 years ago now that you first contacted me, and I was interested in it, and we had it back and forth for a couple of months before I actually went with it. But I remember the name kind of stood out to me, WIMP2 Warrior.
Yeah.
And I saw a video of you recently explaining why you come up with that title. I thought it was very interesting.
Yeah.
You just said, talk a little bit about where the name came from.
Sure. So the name WIMP, it has it's got a bad reputation, for obvious reasons. But people think we're trying to bring in wimpy people, like skinny little kids that get picked on. We get those in, but if you look up in the Oxford Dictionary what WIMP means, it actually talks about someone that's afraid to take on new things because they're afraid of failure, basically. And that's pretty much what we're trying to do. We give throughout WIMP2 Warrior, we instill this confidence that literally, if you can do this program and at the end of 22 weeks stand in a cage and compete in a cage, what can't you do in life? So that's what we're doing. We're turning it's a mind thing. It's not a physical thing. They get physically strong, like no other. 22 weeks they come out fitter, stronger than they've ever been, but their mind is so much stronger, and that's really where the name comes from. You come from that WIMP mentality of, I don't want to try new things because I'm afraid of failure, to taking the warrior ethos where I'm just going to do it no matter what, and that's what the name came from.
So even if you fail, even if you lose your fight, it's a victory because you got through
100%. And
the journey rather than...
Exactly. The change comes from the 22 weeks. The finale, people lose their fight, obviously they're disappointed, but after a while they kind of look back and they understand what that process, that journey gave them, and the fight was really, it's not that important. They're not going out to be a pro fighter.
Right.
It's about, I always talk about the finale as a celebration of what they've achieved in front of all their friends and family.
So they don't lose, they learn.
There you go, Cham. What a great name for a book.
Yeah, that would be a good name for a book. For someone who's thinking of doing it, if I'm running a martial arts gym and I'm thinking who's going to come in here, are you looking for people to be fit to start off with, or have some martial arts experience, or what are we looking for?
We're open. We don't want to discount someone that's been training in the gym for 6 months and they've heard about it and they want to do it. We don't want anyone that's highly experienced in martial arts. That's not what we want, because at the end of the day we have to pair people up, and we need to make sure that everyone's on an even playing field. So I always say, if you've got colour in your belt in jiu-jitsu, it's not for you. If you've got a background in traditional karate as a kid, we can look at it no matter kind of what grade you got to, but it's up to the coaches to assess it at the time. And a lot of it might be, depending on the group that they're looking at, there might be a couple of guys who've got a little bit more experience that I think they could actually match up well in finale. So it's really down to the coaches. But ideally, what we're looking for is people with no real experience and someone that's gonna have a really fundamental change and effect on their life.
Nice. And for the typical martial arts school owner, they're going to maybe be thinking 40 to 50 people training. My classes are already pretty busy. How am I going to fit them in?
Sure. Well, the whole point of what we do from a gym point of view is we train everyone early morning, because this 22 weeks, people can't just commit themselves 22 weeks, 5 days a week in their normal life. If you do something in the evenings or lunchtime, you have lives, you have children, jobs. So we have a hashtag on WIMP2 Warrior, whilst you were sleeping. So in Sydney, we train 5:30 till 7 a.m. You guys do 6 till 7, 7:30. So the idea is that people can fit this into their life because they just get up earlier, and that's it.
That certainly helps develop the warrior mindset.
Absolutely. Yeah,
getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning for 5 months.
Yeah, exactly.
So going back to what we kind of started off with, how does this affect school owners around Europe? What are we here to talk about?
Well, we're here because I want to roll this out. I want to make as many people exposed to what we do as possible. And I'm based in Australia, and I have huge respect for you and what we're doing, and I knew you'd be the guy to help me roll out in Europe. So what we're looking for is experienced coaches with good facilities that are looking to do something that's really going to have a very positive effect on their gym in terms of financial income, but also do something nice for the community, because you get a lot of I always talk about it's the best coaching job I've ever had in the world. Like, I've been coaching for 25 years now, but what you get from changing all these people's lives is very special. So we want coaches that want to do it for the right reason, skilled, but also doing it because they want to bring new people to sport and help change people's lives.
Nice. So on that, what I'm looking to hear from is 10 school owners around Europe that have an exceptional reputation. If this is something that you think you would be interested in running, if you get in touch with us, I guess they will have the email address and contact details on the screen here, or john@sbgireland.com, and you can hear some more about it. But like I said, I know most of the school owners around Europe. I know the reputations they have, and we're looking for the best of the best. So get in touch if this is something you want to do. Like I said, for this year, I'm looking for 10 around Europe, starting during the summer, so we can have the season ending as Christmas is approaching. And I look forward to hearing from you. So thanks very much for explaining all that.
Exciting times.
Yes, sir.